Well, hello dear, lovely viewer, subscribers and everyone out there, hope you all are well and doing absolutely fine. So before we begin, please bear me cause I am still not a perfect artist, editor or designer. So please pardon me and bear me for any mistake in the content I made. And, keep on loving and keep supporting. When it comes to the super single, one name has always been up through charts in recent years, and it's not even British. Ducati had already ruled in 70s a line under its legendary bevel-driven singles, and went to a new generation of belt-driven twins, but something was happening in 90s, where big booming 4-stroke singles were providing an existing new class of competition. The Ducati Supermono is a lightweight, single-cylinder racing motorcycle made by Ducati and named after the Supermono racing class. The Supermono is a gorgeous bike with a kind of peak, 1990s aesthetic and with those tri-star wheels, with yellow plates at the front and on each side of the tail section. The visual was magnificent. The Ducati Supermono is super rare as well as being super expensive. Only 67 Supermonos were built by Ducati between 1993 and 1995. Borghi had a little project of his own that had been bench tested as far back as 1990 and was first displayed at the 1992 IFMA show in Cologne, Germany. It was at that stage, a 487cc single, effectively an 888 with the rear cylinder locked off, to overcome the normal bugbear of the single which was vibration. Borghi's solution was to use a second conrod connected to a pivoting lever which rotated on a pin, fixed in the crankcase. That's what Borghi called the doppio bilater, or double conrod. This gave perfect primary balance, and because it acted straight onto the crankshaft, eliminated secondary inertia, without the use of power sapping chains or gears. The single differed from the 888 in having plain main bearings, with the water pump driven from the exhaust camshaft. Unlike other singles, falls crossing 6,000 revolutions per minute mark, the Supermono was capable and reliable of reaching up to 11,000 revolutions per minute from a 500cc piston in 1990s. Like the 888 twin, the new single used a 6-speed gearbox with a dry clutch and Weber Marelli fuel injection. Production of the first batch of 30 bikes began in early 1993, with a British price of £16,000, but it was slow. The Supermono is technically derived from 888 and 916 engines. Later cylinder dimensions were increased, resulting in a 550cc engine. By late 1994, a newer version, usually referred to as the revised version, which was under construction, with the engine capacity boosted from 550cc to 572cc. Featuring two belt-driven camshafts, Desmodromic valve system and a Desmo Quadro liquid cooling system. The revised version was descripted from the boss size, up 2 mm from the original, including a 60 mm throttle body and titanium conrod, with a more efficient silencer and updated electronics, with an appreciable increase in mid-range power for better acceleration out of corners. The final version of the Supermono had performance covered too, delivering impressive peak power of 76 bhp at 10,000 revolutions per minute and 50 Nm, 37.5 pounds-ft of maximum torque at 8,000 revolutions per minute from its 572cc 4-stroke single, using Desmodromic valves, of course, which puts today's middleweight 500cc 4-stroke twins fairly deeply in the mud, although Supermono put itself slightly in the shade of Hypermotard 698's 77.5 bhp power band. With a weight as low as 125 kilograms, the 550 was capable of reaching over 135 miles per hour, and all of this performance was very necessary because the 550 was made specifically for racing, with no road-based intentions whatsoever. It found success in racing, too, winning the 1993 European Supermono Championship for both manufacturers and riders, with Mauro Luciari. New Zealander Robert Holden placed second in the 1994 Isle of Man TT, winning the 1995 singles title. Holden won Ireland's NW200 Supermono class in 1995. The Supermono was a test bed for the World Superbike races, who would go on to race at the World Superbike Championship. Only 67 were ever built, and the project was led by Claudio Domenicali, who would go on to play a lead technical role in the early days of Ducati's MotoGP project, before eventually assuming the CEO position he holds today. Pierre Tablanche designed the look of the Supermono, and Claudio Domenicali along with Massimo Bordi designed the frame, power plant and other unique parts of the motorcycle. Later, an urgent plan called for both race version and a full production version. The Ducati of the 90s was an entirely different machine, going with the legendary engineer Fabio Tallini, who had designed the Panther in 1979, from where the Supermono's bottom end was largely sourced, and at that desk now sits Massimo Bordi. The design of the Supermono chassis was entrusted to a young mechanical engineering graduate from the University of Bologna, Claudio Domenicali. Built at the Cagiva factory in Varese, the tubular steel frame was made from a new ALS 500 tubular steel, while the swinging arm was the work of Vellucci in Bologna. The triangular structure pivoted in the crankcases like the modern generation twins. South African Pieter Blanche, formerly with Volkswagen before joining Ducati to work under Massimo Tamburini, was responsible for the universally adored styling, with the fairing and seat produced in carbon fiber. Then exotic material was also used for the footrest mounts, airbox, Brembo floating discs and calipers. This lightweight, compact racer was built with many technical innovations that strongly influenced the design of the 916. The single-cylinder Ducati racer was built with power to weight in mind. Carbon fiber pieces included bodywork, subframe, fuel tank, rear sets, airbox and instrument housing. Magnesium was used for case covers, chain adjustment covers and triple clamps. The front suspension used an Öhlins 42mm, 1.7-inch, inverted telescopic forks, similar to those used on the Ducati 888 Corsa, and the rear used a cantilevered Öhlins TU2041 shock. It had a Termignoni exhaust and 3-spoke Marchesini magnesium alloy wheels. The front brakes were Brembo 280mm, 11-inch, fully floating iron front discs and Brembo P4, 3.34 racing calipers. The Supermono inherited many of its features from 888 Racing. Liquid-cooled double overhead camshaft with 4-valve desmodromic cylinder head. A horizontally placed 550cc cylinder used a dummy connecting rod that acted like a second piston in terms of making the dynamic balance equivalent to a 90-degree V-twin. This engineering was the key to overcoming vibration problems typically handled with either balance shafts or the incomplete solution of a crank counterweight. In the mid-1990s, 100-octane aviation gas was the fuel of choice for many Supermono race teams. Spark plugs with a 54 to 55 heat index were required. Several teams used Champion spark plug QA55V. The concept of the dummy connecting rod balancing system, which found in Supermono, has been utilized in other engines as well. For an intense, in year 2008 BMW introduced F800 GS, featuring 360 degrees twin-cylinder engine similar to the Boxer twin with initial connecting rod in the center of the crankshaft. This served to counterbalance the movement of the piston in the opposite direction, much like in the Supermono. Suzuki also filed a patent sketch in 2019 for a similar application with a vertical piston and a horizontal dummy rod, although no product has been released. The arrival of the Hypermotard 698 Mono at the end of last year marked Ducati's first single-cylinder bike in 30 years, and Borgo Panigale has followed it up fairly quickly with the reveal of the Desmo 450 MX motocross bike that Ducati hopes will take it to the top of the off-road world, with the promise of a 250cc version coming in 2025. Both singles, too. These singles are, in a way, a dive into Ducati's past. It might feel a bit painful to think about Ducati's last single-cylinder bike, as in, before the Hypermotard 698 Mono, as being from more than 30 years ago, but, having been built in its final unit in 1993, that's how it is for the Supermono 550 by now. Hope you all enjoyed such content. If it delivers or if you found it useful or informative, then please do give us a like, share and do subscribe so you would be notified for the future contents. Thank you.